everyone, welcome to the Jonesin 4 show. Thank you so much for being here today. You are incredible. You are amazing. And just like you, we have an incredible guest joining us today. He is a fitness guru. He's been featured in various fitness programs by our friend Tony Horton. He is a golf pro, and he inspires me and many others to go after their goals and, live our life to the max. Scott Morgan, thank you so much for being here today.
Dude, wow, what an opening. I appreciate it. A fitness guru. I don't think I've ever been called a fitness guru, but I sure appreciate that. Spencer, I'm so looking forward to today. I know we've tried for the couple weeks to try and make this happen, so I'm so excited to chat with you today. And I'll try to remember that people are listening to the audio only, besides video, but I'll make sure that as I describe things, we make sure we talk about audio for those folks too. Thanks, Spencer.
Yeah, of course, man. And we are so lucky to have you here. You've inspired me through seeing you on social media. I met you on Facebook through Tony Horton and his workouts, and I've been following you, and you've been sharing so much of your workouts and inspiring me and others to bring it up, so much so that you've been doing a weekly live video, a workout with people. But more than that, like you do golf, and now you're talking about offering golf lessons and golf. I mean, you've already offered that, but like virtually like a golf course. So like, talk to us, share with us like how you got into fitness and golf and just how you ended up to where you are today.
Love it. It's one of my favorite questions, right? Because, we go through life. I went through, I played sports growing up, high school sports, college soccer, and then left college. And then, several years later ended up in Hawaii, where I then picked up the game of golf, which I had played as a junior with my father, who was the self-proclaimed golf pro and top amateur back in Jersey. And then I decided to go that direction with my career in golf. And then fast forward again, and there was literally no fitness in my life. It was just playing golf, and that was it. I'd be lucky if I went snorkeling, out on Maui would be my level of fitness for weeks. And then again, fast forward, moving back to LA, starting a family, meeting my bride. And then, after watching 3 or 4 times of that infomercial on TV of watching that guy, Tony Horton, and me watching him thinking, that dude's older than me and he's ripped, like he's in shape. So, and that message what I want to share today is that, you find someone to listen to, right? And I chose Tony to be that mentor, even though it was through that TV screen in my garage. I went down that road of getting P90X, and that started my journey. So I can talk for hours about where that journey has led me. For instance, every Friday morning Sweatville cardio workouts that we do right from here live on Facebook. I mean, it's just been incredible to try and provide some fitness for folks that are stuck at home during these crazy times. So, P90X, I'm a before and after transformation story of that, losing 40 pounds, getting shredded, and then it just took off from there.
I love it. And you are ripped from the pictures that you shared, and just seeing what you're able to do. You are a testimonial, right, of a person who wasn't fit before to now look what you can do, and you're inspiring other people to do the same, which is awesome. I want to go back real quick. When you said, you took on Tony Horton as your mentor, and that's a word that some people throw around lightly, but I try not to, because, mentor is a person who shapes and develops you. And you said you took him on as a mentor through the TV screen. Talk to us about how that happened and how that relationship formed. And now you're friends with him in person. And like, how did that happen to you? And how did you get him to be your mentor even more so than through the TV?
Right. What a great question. Yeah, right now, oftentimes when I talk to him on personal levels, I'm like, how on earth did this happen? Here I go from watching a guy on my TV in my garage. But to answer your question about him being my mentor, I then started listening to him and what he talked about nutrition. Obviously, the P90X program, which I still believe is probably the OG of fitness, because it has strength and flexibility and yoga and
Hmm.
endurance and cardio. It's got everything all in one program. I just, again, when you find somebody, I wanted to have what he had, right? So he was older than me, and he was in incredible shape. And I said, if I want that, then I should probably listen to this guy. So I kept listening. It made sense to me. It connected with me, right? So that mentor that you're looking for, their message and they're communicating to you obviously has to make sense, and it's got to talk to you. And he just kept talking to me. I mean, I don't have to tell some of you that might be listening to this might be Tony Horton fans, and do your best and forget the rest. That's on the back of this shirt right here. And I kept hearing that. Watching him do 20 pull-ups or 40 or 50 push-ups in a video where I could do maybe half of, not even half, a quarter of that. But I
Right.
just kept saying, do your best and forget the rest. And that just kept leading to another video, another day, another week. So that's how it was in the mentoring. And now you're right. I mean, now I'm 56 right now, and now if we fast forward about how I've become a personal friend of Tony's is a little mind blowing, and I'll share a little bit about how that happened. So I go down the road of being a P90X graduate, let's say. And then, of course, I went down a road of realizing that Beachbody was the umbrella company that makes Insanity and all those programs. So as people were asking me where I got my how I did it, first they were asking me if I was sick, right? Because I lost 40 pounds, and they asked me if I was sick. I'm like, no, I'm
Hmm.
listening to this guy. I'm doing that crazy P90X program, which everybody calls it PX90.
Right.
And then I just said, you know what? If I'm going to keep promoting it, so then of course like many, I joined the company Beachbody as a coach, and I sell those programs to people. And then that went down that path, right? So that was another path.
Hmm.
And then if I start talking about how Tony and I got deeper and deeper, they then put out a P90X certification. So I said, well, I mean, that program changed my life. So of course I want to be certified in a program that changed my life, with the thought, gosh, what if I learned something that could maybe help somebody else? So I got certified. And then Tony and I met during that certification. And then
Oh,
I
okay.
met at a couple events throughout the country with Beachbody. We met there. And then I went down another rabbit hole of going to YouTube. And I started following what he does. And then I realized that he's a big time skier. And I'm a big time skier growing up. I used to race, I used to coach, I used to teach
Oh, wow.
skiing, alpine racing. And then I see on YouTube that he's a big time skier. So boom, another connection happened that I didn't anticipate. And then, see, I can just keep going and going, Spencer. Like I watch where I'm going. I'm like, oh, that's right. That led to him and I doing a YouTube video for flexibility for golfers of stretches that I told him I stole these from P90X2 that I
Mm.
use for my golf students. And that
Right.
led to his YouTube guys reaching out to me. They basically Googled PJ Pro and P90X, and my name populated, right? So that led them to sending me an email, and they said, hey, how'd you like to do a collaboration video with Tony Horton? And I wasn't at the friendship level that I'm obviously at now. So my mind was blown. So we do a video together. We do a charity event for local veterans here in LA. And then I said, dude, I want to come to your Jackson Hole yoga and ski retreat. A shout out to that for any of you listening right now. If you're a skier, snowboarder, you enjoy yoga, you enjoy Tony Horton, you enjoy Ted McDonald, and you enjoy going to a Jackson Hole, which is an amazing mountain, and you want to come to a retreat that will change your life in 4 days, then you need to, Spencer and I will figure out a way to show you that link of coming to that retreat. And then I go to that retreat, we become deeper and deeper friends. And now I'll jump forward to throw it back to you, Spencer. But now he's invited me to his home 3.5 years ago to come work out with him. And
Wow.
now at 56, I mean, I'm doing stuff that I never imagined. With the ninja stuff that we do at Ninja Course at his house, doing more pull-ups and push-ups and crazy stuff that I've never thought in my life would do ever. And now I'm fired up to be 56. I'm a golf pro by profession, but now I am so fired up about this fitness world that I'm in that I love that anything I can put out that might inspire one person to maybe drop down and do some push-ups or squats or sit-ups or whatever. then that fuels me. That fuels me. So with that, I'll throw that back to you, Spencer. For again, I told you, man, I can keep going, man, until the sun goes down. But I'll throw it back to you.
Well, dude, that is an incredible adventure to go on, and it's amazing to see all the connections you have with Tony and the mentorship. And I'll touch on that in a bit, but just how that led you to where you are today and being invited to his house and doing all these crazy things. I'll touch on that again in a bit, but we'll talk about the adventure yoga retreats, which is something Ted McDonald hosts, and then he does one with Tony Horton of that ski yoga snowboard retreat in Jackson Hole. And I've seen him post about that for a while. I'm a big Teddy McDonald fan. We're friends. We work together as well. And he's actually was on the show. He was on one of the first couple interviews we did here. So if you want to check out my interview with Ted, just go back and go to my website and listen to one of those first couple episodes with him. But in any case, it's cool to see all those connections, and I want to kind of stick with the idea of a mentor here for the moment, because it was so cool how you could draw those connections. First, your mentor Tony Horton spoke to you in the sense of his words resonated with you, right? Do your best, forget the rest. That helped you push through every single day. You and many others like myself, I started my fitness journey with P90X. I lost 20 pounds doing it. And, when I started, I couldn't do a single pull-up. I could barely do 12 push-ups when I started. And by the end, I was able to do like 4 pull-ups, which is a lot when you couldn't do any. And then doing, 30 plus push-ups in one crack was huge by the end of the program. But he spoke with you, his message spoke with you. And then you found these other connections that you have, just skiing and, the flexibility and everything else, just life in general. Your paths fell with each other. What advice would you give someone listening to this to help them, like they're searching for a mentor, someone that they resonate with? Maybe it's me, maybe it's you, but how can we help them? What advice would you give them to find a mentor? We'll ask it that way.
That's a great question. I touched a little bit on the beginning where my suggestion would be to to listen to them and watch them and look at several different ones, right? Like, don't just select one and then just commit to that one. Whether it's you, me, Tony, or whoever that person might be, I would tell them to, like they're playing the field. They're playing the field, and they might go down to one YouTube channel and watch this guy. I always look for people that I'm learning things from other people that are, if you go on YouTube and you find some guy who's got 1 million views with this ab workout that he's doing, well, he's doing something right, and people are listening to him with 1 million views. So I think the main advice I would give is to keep listening, keep watching. Maybe follow a plan of theirs for 4 weeks, or maybe it's a 14-day. I do a 14-day plant-based eating challenge for people occasionally. Maybe it's one of those things where, because they all do it, they typically all will do a 7-day or a 14-day or a 90-day, whatever that case is. And I would tell them to test drive, because you can test drive it, right? I mean, P90X was, I started it, I stuck with it. I would say I'm going to give it 90 days. And after that 90 days, that's when I was sold on Tony Horton. So back to the main point of your question, the answer is for them to research, because there's so many options out there right now. There's so many fitness instructors and mentors, whether it be fitness exclusively, but you'll find several other fitness and nutrition and wellness retreats, all that. So that would be my main advice, is for them to continue to research, watch, listen. Maybe they do for a while, and see if that resonates with them and sticks with them.
I think that's excellent advice. There are so many mentors and people out there who are willing to help teach you and guide you through things, whether they're a certified coach or not, or a trainer. It doesn't matter. It could be fitness, it could be golfing, it could be football, it could be knitting. I mean, it could be anyone and anything.
That's right.
Not a specific trade or anything of that nature. Maybe it's just a person in life, right? And a lot of them, if you reach out to them or you follow them, you'll see if they resonate with you or not. And then they might offer, as you said, a 30-day, 14-day trial of something. and jump in, right? And see if they still resonate with you and work with you. And then if it does, great. And then you're just building this community and bond, and you're finding someone that can help you in your life. Now, let me ask this question about mentorship. You've been with Tony Horton being your mentor for a while now. Do you think that mentors change over time? Like, let's say a mentor you had when you were in your 20s or 30s is different now than now that you're in your 50s. Does it change over time, or should it be the same one throughout your whole life?
Oh, great question. Yeah, Tony's become my mentor with fitness and nutrition, and trying to be a badass with that part of my life. But I've got mentors that I follow and books that I read that are a different topic in my life, whether it be mindfulness of meditation. Teddy McDonald is my yoga guy, so he's my mentor, yoga namaste guy. But I also, financial is a completely other topic. I don't go to Tony or Ted for my financial advice. So I did exactly what I just described before, that I researched some people, and you people listening right now will Sarah, I just lost her name. I should have grabbed the book, but she's the badass at making money, right? So she's a badass at whatever it is. I've had this issue with money, right? Like money has been this evil thing, where I've now changed my mind that evil is just energy. And that's what I've learned. I'm 56 years old, and Spencer, in the last 6 months, I've just learned that money is simply energy to provide other energies. Where before, I often thought money is, money is for the, whether it be the big companies or the super wealthy, and it meant this. And my wife will even tell you as well that money has never been a motivator for me, because I had this weird feeling about money with my upbringing, which is a whole nother podcast. But I found this woman and her book to teach me about the energy of money. So to answer your question, so there's that mentor, and she's my mentor. I don't even know the woman, by the way. I just read her book, and I followed her podcast. Mm-hmm. And I've got another mentor that I follow that talks about websites and putting out products. And like we mentioned earlier, that Teddy McDonald and I are trying to create a program for golfers, mobility and strength for golfers, right? And what that looks like and how to build that. Well, we found a mentor to help us with that. So hopefully that answers your question. That I know I'll tag on that. Like Tony, for instance, he's not one and done. Meaning, he also looks for mentors. So mentors, we can put mentors up on I put Tony on a certain pedestal. But as I got to know him, I see that he's always looking to improve himself. So he'll never say that he's got it all figured out. He is always open to learning new things. And that's one of the biggest things I learned from him early on, especially when he started creating more programs like P90X2. And I learned that he didn't just assume that he knew it all, nobody could tell him anything. No, he researched out and we found experts in different parts of the program that he brought into it. So I like that part of him as well, that he's always open to that. And I learned a lot from that. So I'm always trying to learn from other mentors that are also trying to learn and better themselves. I mean, I don't have to tell you, I'll end it with this part here on this, that, you read all the time that like a Warren Buffett or a Bill Gates or whoever, Oprah Winfrey, they don't assume, they don't proclaim that they have it all figured out. Even they are doing mindfulness and meditation and trying. So when those people that you think are at the top of the world and they couldn't need any more help, they are looking forward to improve themselves. So hopefully I answered that somewhat, Spencer, but I'll throw it back to you.
Yeah, no, that definitely answers it. And it's we need mentors, we need professionals in all different aspects of your life. I love the analogy, you have a different person for yoga, you have a different person for your finances, and different person for different aspects of your life. And you think about it. I was a teacher for 9 years, as you all know, and so I think about it in teaching, like, well, I was the choir director there, so that was my expertise. I would be the mentor for that, but I wouldn't be a mentor, a math teacher, or math mentor, or anything like that. It's not my forte. It's not what my knowledge base is really in. So it's finding those people and always being willing to learn. And that's something I personally learned through personal development. Once I started getting into personal development and researching and learning and growing, it's that you always need to keep learning, always need to look for ways to improve. And I love the fact that we put people on pedestals. We put Tony Horton on pedestals, Oprah, and all these other big names out there, movie stars, whoever, on pedestals. And the ones who succeed, the ones who keep making an impact, are the ones who keep wanting to improve over and over again.
That's right.
So let me ask you, now that we kind of shifted into like the personal development aspect of it, what do you do for personal development? How do you improve yourself?
So a few things that I do. One is I try and meditate as much as I can. I mean, when I learned that, I heard it long ago where it said, if you can meditate for 10 minutes, try and get 10 minutes in. But if life is really, really tough and you're struggling with life, then meditate for 20 minutes. And I heard that message and I'm like, okay, I get it. As life gets tougher and tougher, you should meditate even more. But my personal development is, and that's a great topic too, right? So I also listen to several people on that. I listen to Ed Milet. I listen to Tony as well, with some personal development stuff that he's put out. And I'll do a shout out to his 11 laws, like his book of 11 laws. If somebody listening right now is looking for a personal development book, I would suggest they go to TonyHortonLife.com, I think it is. And his book of the 11 laws that he wrote, the last book he wrote, is an amazing, amazing book. The 11 laws, it covers all different aspects of life. It's not just a book on how to do push-ups and pull-ups. It talks a little bit about that, but that's a great place to start. If someone's looking for what's my next personal development book, what's my first personal development book, I would send them to Tony's book. But what else do I do? I also do I journal. So I'll have a journal that I'm guilty of not getting into that journal 7 days a week, but I'll get into that about three to 4 days a week. I am writing with my pen, in my penmanship, what my goals are, what things I need to work on, what I'm grateful for today, what I'm grateful for before a day starts, after a day is ended. I do a lot of that, or at least 3 or 4 days a week, and I'm trying to improve on that. But personal development, I mean, that's what a great topic. I mean, that's all up here, right? That's all up in the cranium and the brain. Which again, I throw back to my fitness. Like I had no idea that the journey I went on with my fitness, because I was looking to lose weight, get stronger. But little did I know that after 90 days, how much stronger my mind was after doing that. I mean, I was able to handle stressful things in my life easier, that I contribute back to my fitness, whether it be finances, family, work, friends, all those relationships. If I had some difficulty with those, my fitness helped me improve on those areas of my life, and that was a huge experience for me. So yeah, I mean, personal development, it's such a big term that we talk about. There's so many people out there in personal development right now that you can find. So that's my take on what I do for my personal development.
I think those are fantastic things to do. And I mean, I got started with personal development through Beachbody when I started or becoming a coach with them. That's one thing they said for all their coaches, do personal development. And I'll be honest, I thought it was a bunch of hogwash at first. I didn't believe in it, and I didn't do it. And then I kept hearing it. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll give it a try. Like a solid try, not just, a half-arsed one, but I went for it, and I got a free book from the library, an audiobook, not Audible, but an audiobook from the library that I listened to on my commute to work. And by the second day, when I took the advice of what I heard the first day, wow, my life changed, and I was instantly changed from that point on. So much so that now it's been over 5 years that I wrote my own personal development book, and like the journaling and gratefulness and all that stuff's part of what I talk about in that book and what I do with the companion journal in it and all that, because it makes such a huge difference. And Tony's books are fantastic as well, but there's
Right.
so many others out there that you find the ones that resonate with you. I've read a bunch of different books now. I've listened to a bunch on Audible and just different audiobooks. Find the ones that resonate with you so you keep learning, keep growing. And I'll touch on the fitness aspect of it, that I'm with you. Once my fitness got into shape and my body got in shape, my ability to deal with life improved immensely. And I would say, and one thing I share with Jonesin 4 and talk about is, I think you need it all. You need to have some physical. You don't necessarily need to do 200 or 20 pull-ups or 200 push-ups or anything over an extreme. But you need to have exercise. You need to exercise your body. You need to exercise your mind, and you need to have this all-around fitness if you want to really truly live your life to the max.
Love it. You broke up just a little bit there in that last sentence, but I think I missed maybe a question part that you threw out there. So repeat the question for me,
Oh,
Spencer.
no worries, man. No, I was, there was actually no question. I was just saying that I realized that you need to improve all of yourself, mind and body.
Oh, right.
You want to live your life to the max, for sure.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely. I mean, and that's where we're at, right? I mean, everybody has a choice. The workout I did with the people live on Facebook this morning, we all have a choice. And one of the first, talking about personal development, staying on that topic, is that I think it was Brian Tracy, where he talks about being at one level, and then that level you're either that level is either dropping, or you're responsible for making that level go up. And that stuck with me also. Like, I'm responsible for my energy that I put out and take care of myself, and the energy that I put out to the universe, to others, on increasing that energy. Good stuff, Spencer.
it's huge things. We're all energy, and like money, right? We're just energy passing back and forth. Let's make sure that we do what we can to make it positive energy, ones that enrich people's lives, encourage them, uplift them, and support each other. Because as a community, and especially at the times that we're in, we need to be here to support each other no matter what.
Yeah, and this podcast right now, right? Like, we talk about books and different things, Audible and things to listen to. This podcast is a perfect example of that. Like, someone right now is listening in their car,
right?
And they're driving to work, on their commute, or they're coming home, and they're just looking for something to listen to. And you and I are trying to make this happen, where I'm confident that people are going to listen to this, and they're going to get a clue. They're going to get a seed that's going to start them on a better path in their life. And that's what I love about what we're doing here, Spencer, and the lives that you and I live, of trying to put that good energy out to the world, is that it's going to help somebody else. And that's pretty darn cool, pretty fulfilling.
It's extremely fulfilling. I have a coach, right? I've had a coach, we'll call him mentor, a mentor who really helped me grow my personal development in the sense of spirituality and just how I view life and energy and things like that. That's really just changed my thinking. Any case, he made one comment to me after one of our hour and a half long conversations over the phone. And it was, you heard what you needed to hear. Don't worry about the other stuff. Like, go back, think back on our conversations. You can write it down, and whatever you remembered is what you were meant to remember. What you heard is what you're meant to hear. What you remember is what you're meant to remember. And I'm saying that to all of you listening or watching this. Whatever you get from this interview, from any of my shows, or anything else that you watch, listen, do, right? You were supposed to hear what you were supposed to hear at that time. Right. It's not by mistake. You were meant to hear that at that time, but you have to be open to it. You have to be willing to hear it and willing to acknowledge it instead of just blowing it off. So if you want to change your life, just remember you were meant to hear what you were meant to hear, and you're meant to remember what you're meant to remember.
Wow. That was strong. I love that.
Yeah, he said it at the end of a call, and it blew my mind. I mean, my mind was already melted by everything we chatted about. I mean, there was nothing left, and then that just obliterated it. So, what a great one.
Nice.
Well, Scotty, we're coming close to time here, and I'd love for people to, two more questions, we'll say. One about fitness and you. So, how you inspire me by all your workouts that you do, and sharing your workouts, doing that. How how can other people inspire others?
That goes back to a question that I heard, way back probably 10 years ago now, where I was at an event and there were some successful fitness folks up on stage. And they said one thing to me that always stuck with me, and it said, they are watching. So and once I left that room, I was like, okay, they are watching. And that's, that included my parents, my kids, my brother, my immediate family, but also it meant, social media, the platform that it is. I really took that to heart. And that's what made a big difference. So they are watching. So when I put stuff out there, sure, I'm doing it because I want to half show off what a 56-year-old can do on a med ball or balance or a pull-up bar. But I know because of the message I get. I mean, just 2 days ago, I got a message from a guy who I never in my wildest dreams knew that he was watching my stuff. And he sent me a private message saying, hey man, I just want you to know that, man, you've been inspiring me over this last year. I've lost 90 pounds. I love all your videos. Now this is a guy that I didn't even know was liking my videos, never commented, never anything. And then he it changed him to the point where he was able to send me a private message. And when you get messages like that, that is super powerful fuel right there to want to keep going and to continue to put your message out that you're trying to improve yourself, right? And that's it. And that's the message I try and put out. I don't try and claim that I'm going to save anybody or fix anybody. But if I can inspire somebody to make that one move, I also learned that I can't motivate anybody. Like I can't motivate you to do anything. I might inspire you. I can't motivate you. That's all internal stuff that goes on. So hopefully that touches on what you're asking there, Spencer.
Definitely. And you inspire me and others by sharing what you're capable of doing and challenging yourself and going after new things. And that's how the listeners, viewers of the Jones and Forrest show can do the same, right? You can inspire folks. I'm talking to you listening and watching now, that you
Yep.
can inspire folks by just sharing your story, sharing the struggles that you have, being relatable, sharing the successes you have. All those things make you relatable, can help you be a mentor to people intentionally or unintentionally, so that you can inspire people to continue to live their life to the max, to live their best life. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to inspire you to do it, and I know you can inspire others to do it as well.
So good. So good right there.
Well, dude, I am so thankful to have you on the show. So thank you so much for being here and sharing your wisdom and knowledge of mentorship and your story of mentorship and personal development and fitness. And, we weren't sure exactly where this interview was going to go from the start, but I loved the topics we covered.
Dude, grateful that you've allowed me to then reached out to me. And I'm so glad to be part of the show that you're doing. I'm so excited for you for what you're trying to launch and putting that good energy out there. Really cool. Shout out to TH Life. One of my favorite shirts. So if you guys are looking for more information on stuff, go to TonyHortonLife.com, or they can find me on on social media or whatever. But glad to connect with anybody. But Spencer, so grateful, dude. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, I was just about to ask you where can people learn more about Scotty Mo, everything you're offering from that golf class to just following you on social media. Where can people find you?
Love it. So I've got 3 things that they can connect with me. Mostly on Instagram is probably where people can find me the quickest. But Scotty Mo with 3 T's. That's where I basically share all my fitness stuff, my handstand journey I'm on right now. Sometimes recipes for the plant-based. I'm a plant-based athlete, so those that are in that plant-based world, I've been in that for 3 years now. I share stuff about that. For golfers, for those people that want help with golf, Scotty Mo Golf on Instagram, or Scotty Mo. And then in my Scotty Mo page, something I didn't even talk about here, another endeavor I do, Spencer, is helping small businesses with their social media. And then because I've loved social media over these years, I'm with another company that has a social media app for their social media that is just going crazy helping small businesses. And now the time of days with this virus and the pandemic and all that, all these small businesses are trying to come back out of being closed. I can help them with that. So that's just a plug in there as we bring this to an end. But I'm loving helping small businesses with their social media.
Awesome, man. Well, we will make sure that all your links to all your social media, websites, and all that, even the app, if we can, will be in the show notes. So, folks, if you didn't catch that, but you want links to it, just head to spencermjones.com. Go to the Jonesin 4 Show, find this episode, and there will be a full written show notes of this episode for you to read if you like, and also the links so you can make sure you can connect with Scotty, because I highly encourage you, follow him and watch what he does, be inspired by him, because he's inspired me and I know he will do the same for you. So Scotty, thank you again. I'm so grateful to have you here today.
Thanks, dude.
And everyone else, thank you so much for watching and listening today. Again, you are awesome and I truly appreciate you. If you like this show, please let us know. Share it out on social media. Tag Scotty in it. Tag me in it. Leave a comment, right? And make sure you like and subscribe, because that is how we can help share this with more people. So, folks, thanks again for watching. And until next time, we will catch you all later. Hey, everyone. Spencer Jones. And I'm sorry to butt in like this, but I'll keep this really short and sweet. I want to help you live your life to the max. I want to help you chase your passions to get the most out of life. And I wrote a book to help you do that. It's my latest book. It's called Chase Your Passions. It's available on Amazon, and I know it can help you change your life and help you live your life to the max. It's basically in the book, I walk you through how to create the ultimate roadmap to success. Whatever that success looks like for you, it walks you through it. Everybody has a different roadmap because everybody's dream, everybody's goal is different. So everybody's roadmap is going to be different. But this book helps you, guides you in creating your personal roadmap to success. So folks, don't delay. Get on Amazon and just look up Chase Your Passions. I put Spencer Jones in there too, just to be safe, so it pulls up right away. Or go to my website, spencermjones.com, and get your copy of it today. And heck, get the Priorities of Practice journal with it, because that companion journal, that makes it that much sweeter. All right, folks, thanks for listening. I told you I'd keep it short and sweet. Catch you soon.